These are all the changes in Season 4 of Marvel Rivals. Watch this. I'm going to use my movement ability. I'm going to charge up my ult fire. I'm going to use my movement ability again. Did you see what just happened there? This is crazy. Magik has been giga buffed because, well, she's losing her team up anchor bonus, so she doesn't have the 15% damage boost. So what the devs have done is given her like a whole arsenal of buffs that are just going to make her super strong. So I'm just going to go through the list here and show you. This is just crazy. So obviously, yeah, they've removed the team up bonus, as I've just said, but they've reduced the charge time required for Magik / maximum damage from 1.8 second to 1.2 seconds. So that's the alternate fire, the ranged attack. But this is the key thing. So on the Magik /, the new effect is this. Projectile now pierces enemies and reduces stepping disc cooldown by 1 second per enemy pierce. So I'll just let this bot kill this guy here, and I'll show you again. Watch my cooldown, right? So I'm going to pop my... You should respawn now. I'm going to pop my thing. I'm going to charge up my slash. Going to launch it. And then I can instantly move again. Now, obviously, this relies on you hitting multiple targets. But even if you're just in a 1v1 scenario, which is probably going to be, let's say, most of the time, I'm going to just do this again. So let's say I go in for the fight. You know, obviously, I drop my thing down. Well, I went for my slash that time. Gone for this again. I've still got, like, you know, a second has been knocked off the cooldown, so I can then move again. This is really strong. This is like really, really strong. But this isn't the only change that Magik has got. So they've increased Soul Sword damage from 65 to 75. Increased Eldritch Whirl damage from 45 to 50. So that's this. Does more damage. Increased Demon's rage damage, from 18 to 20. So my little demon now does more damage. I mean, what the hell? Increase melee damage, normal attack damage, from 30 to 40. So this is now 40 per hit, which obviously is really good. And during Dark Trial, the ultimate ability, increase Eldritch Whirl single hit damage from 35 to 44, and Umbral incursion damage from 135 to 140. So you can see what they've done here, right? They're basically giving her damage and a bit more back because they're taking 15% damage off of the team anchor bonus that she used to get. But then they're also adding this new effect where this slashes target. Well, I did it the wrong way there, but if I'd used stepping stones and then popped, you know, like look at the cooldown on it. It's actually rapid. The cooldown on this is insane. This is actually insane. Like, look at the cooldown. Watch. See, it's back up again. This is really good. Like, obviously, I've got it again now. I'll do this and then. See, then I got it again. This is so good. This is really, really good. I think Magik is going to be. Well, it's probably a much-needed buff to Magik, but yeah, she's good. She's going to be strong this season. All right, let's move on to the other heroes. Okay, let's talk Moon Knight. By the way, this mecha skin is actually incredible. That is sick. That is his best skin by far. It's so good. Anyway, what he gets is on Moonblade, it's now got 2 charges. So, yeah, you got 2 charges of this. That's a really nice buff. A really, really nice buff. That's all there is to say about it. He's just going to do more damage because he's got an extra projectile. Ridiculous. Psylocke gets nerfed. Now, this is the winged shuriken. So, on recall of these, so obviously when you use your alternate fire, you throw the shurikens out, you use it again, it will recall the shurikens. It does damage. It used to do 12 damage per hit. Now it only does 8. So this is a reduction in Psylocke's potential burst damage. It is a nerf. So Scarlet Witch gets buffed, and it's kind of funny this is. I made a short video on this because on paper, it is technically the most insane damage buff the game has ever seen. They're basically increasing her ultimate from 800 damage to 9,999 damage. So nothing is going to be able to survive this. But interestingly, they've now given it this effect. What's this? It pulls targets towards you within 15 meters. This is going to give you a lot more sort of like dynamic fluidity. What a lovely saying that is. Because you can pull people out of position. Now, obviously, they're going to try and move away from this. If you've got some sort of, you know, crowd control resistance, you're probably going to be able to deal with it, whatever. But it's a nice little buff, isn't it, to her ultimate, that is. She also gets another change. So she can now be healed when she's in a movement ability. So if you pop Mystic Projection, you can be healed. So, yeah, insane changes, to be honest, to Scarlet Witch. I'll just show you this again. Because, you know, you think about this. Because obviously you can move. You can pull. I mean, it's not super fast, but it is pulling them out of position, and that's going to be disorientating. It's going to make her more effective. Okay, let's talk about Squirrel Girl, because she gets nerfed and a little bit of a buff. So a primary fire is being nerfed. This used to do 110 damage. It now does 100 damage. So 10 less damage is actually quite big, you know, when you think you're generally spamming this in a fight, right? So, yeah, this is quite a bit less damage for her. However, they've increased the hit damage of Squirrel Blockade from 35 to 50. So this is obviously your alternate fire. This now does 50. instead of 35 damage on hit, so that's fine. They've increased Mammal Bond cooldown from 10 seconds to 15 seconds. This is, of course, your E ability. It's now got, well, a longer cooldown. I think that reloads you, doesn't it? Let me just clue myself up on this. I'm pretty sure that reloads you, doesn't it? Reload burst acorns and can use an ability without cooldown, yeah. So you've got less burst, but you get a little bit more extra damage on your alternate fire, but it's not really worth it. So overall, this is quite a net damage nerf for Squirrel Girl. Winter Soldier gets a buff to his Trooper's Fist. Now, on the second impact of this, so obviously you dash at them, you hit them, then you uppercut them. The second strike now applies a 1-second debuff to enemies that are hit, preventing them from using mobility ability. So, hit and then up. They can't move for 1 second when you do that to them. That's going to allow you to follow up with a bit of extra damage. So, obviously, I know these bots are not moving. Actually, I guess I could probably... I'm too lazy to show you. I'm going to be totally honest. I could go down into the training range, couldn't I, and sort of simulate this with the move. In fact, no, I'm not going to... I'm going to do it. Let's go over here. I'm not going to be lazy. I am not... I refuse to be lazy. We're going to go over here to the bots down here that are moving, and I'm going to uppercut them because this will stop them from moving, and basically it's going to allow you to combo with your primary fire a lot easier because they're not going to be able to move away. So if you hit somebody in the past with this and then followed up, they would use a movement ability to get away, right? So let's just use this guy as he comes towards us here. So we know these guys are moving. I'm going to intercept him as he comes, so I'm going to hit him. See, look, it's going to be easier for me. I don't know whether the bots simulate that correctly, but it's going to be easier to land a hit because they've got 1 second of stun on them. That's going to let you land the hits better. So yeah, a nice little buff to Bucky. I don't know whether it's super OP, but it's going to make him more deadly in close combat. So Black Panther gets a survivability nerf here, and it's quite a heavy one. I mean, the first thing you can realise is he's only got 275 health now. He used to have 300, so he's got 25 less. Now, when you attack enemies and you apply the Vibranium effect onto them, what's happening here is basically reduce the bonus health gain when striking Vibranium-marked enemies with Spirit Rend from 30 to 25. So you're going to have less survivability. And I think, dare I say it, this is kind of like needed for Black Panther. I don't know. But Black Panther players, when they can pull off that combo, I mean, I can't do it, I'm too bad. But where they literally fly through you and just like smash you with everything dead quick, you're still going to die. He's just going to be a bit easier to kill because he's less sort of survivable. So Blade, I think I'm on record saying I thought Blade was going to be really good this season, and it didn't kind of really turn out that way. But what they're doing is buffing his primary damage. So they've increased Ancestral Sword, which is this bad boy, from 22 damage to 24 per hit. So it's extra 2 per hit. But obviously, when you start talking about breakpoints, I'm too stupid to work them out, but it's less hits overall to take down targets with like 200 health or whatever health they may have. It's less hits. You're doing more damage. So this is a damage buff to Blade. He probably needs a bit more, though, but yeah, I still think he's cool as hell.
I was born ready. You might want to stay down.
In fact, actually, it should probably be noted when he's got he's fully buffed and he's doing like maximum attack speed. It's obviously quite a lot more damage with 2 extra on hit. So yeah, maybe I've sold this short. Maybe this is really good, actually. I think it probably is, right? Okay, let's move on to the Vanguards now. For Cap, he's no longer got the 5% damage boost for being an anchor in the team up. So he just does 5% less damage. That's literally it. Yeah. So Emma Frost gets nerfed to her survivability. So they've increased Diamond Form cooldown from 15 to 18 seconds. So this now has a 15-second cooldown when it expires. 18 seconds, sorry, when it expires. So watch, as this expires, you're going to have an 18-second cooldown instead of 15. So you've got less Diamond Form, you're less tanky. The other change is reduced telepathic pulses energy gained when hitting shields from 10 to 5 per second. So again, it's kind of pointless trying to simulate showing you guys that, but like, she's just got less survivability. I still think she's going to be pretty good because she's Emma Frost, and well, she's pretty damn good. So Doctor Strange gets a damage buff, but a survivability nerf. And I'm not too sure what to make of this. So actually, he must have a team up bonus active. Yeah, so he's got Team Up Anchor plus 100% max health. But what he's got is they've reduced the Maelstrom of Madness cooldown from 8 to 6 seconds. This is obviously his E ability, so I'll just do a bit of damage. And then if I pop this is now only 6 seconds cooldown. So, you know what, to be honest, I think I'm selling this a little bit short. This is actually going to be quite a decent increase of DPS, I think, for Doctor Strange. Any Doctor Strange mains in the chat, let me know, but I think that's going to be actually pretty good for him. And what they've done is reduce the base health from 600 to 575. That's why we've got 675 combined, because we're an anchor in a team, what we get 100 health. So it's a bit of a distribution of survivability and damage. I think it's going to be okay, but Thor gets an ultimate buff. Now, I know Thor is kind of on the weaker side when it comes to like meta Vanguard heroes. He's still really good if you can play him well. But I suppose at higher levels, maybe he's not that good. But again, it doesn't matter. Just play whatever heroes you want. But these are the changes. So increase movement speed during ultimate ability from 600 to 700. And after ultimate ability lands, stun surrounding enemies for 1 second. So you move faster now with this, which is pretty good. I didn't land on anyone because I'm terrible. Let's go over here and do it. So you move faster, and then you stun enemies for... It's only 1 second, but you stun them when you land. So, yeah, I mean, it's an ultimate buff for Thor. It's okay, I guess. It's going to make your ultimate a bit more deadly, because you can get into a better position quicker, I suppose, and find a target faster. So Peni gets a pretty good buff, actually, to a spider drone. So watch this, right? I'm going to drop down a nest, and watch what happens when these drones pop out. So I'll explain what's going on here according to the patch notes. So there's a new effect now on the drones. They now slow hit enemies by 8% for 2 seconds. Each hit stacks the effect and resets the slow period, stacking up to 40%. So this is, you're going to get stuck in the spider webs, basically, if the drones are active in them. And reduce spider drone release interval during ultimate ability from 0.7 to 0.5. So I'll just grab the ult and I'll show you this. So you're going to release more as you run around with your ultimate. So you're basically going to be dropping loads more drones now. This is actually quite a big buff, actually, to her drones. This is, like, I think, cementing her even more in the sort of niche that she occupies in the tank role. She's just going to be great at defending points, even better now. Yeah, so I actually think that's quite a good buff, actually, for Peni. So let's move on to the strategists. Now, for Invisible Woman, what they've done is they've kind of given her more crowd control. She's got more slows now. So this is Guardian Shield, obviously. It's just been destroyed by that bot. Now, the buff to this is it now reduces enemy movement speed by 35% if they pass through it instead of 30%. So you've got that extra 5% there. Now, the other change is increase invisible boundary. This is the ultimate ability. Healing per second from 165 to 180. That is a lot, don't get me wrong. But there's also another change here. So it's got a new effect. It now slows enemies within range by 20%. And again, we can simulate this with these guys. So look at this. It slowed them down and then they speed up. Is it slowing them down? Yeah, see, look. Yeah. That's quite big. So you're going to be able to use this to trap enemy players in it, more so than you would. Obviously, it still blocks line of sight. But look, if you get stuck in that, a 20% reduction in your movement speed is quite a lot, really. The bots are kind of funky, but they were definitely slowing down. But that's what the patch notes say. So, Invisible Woman, she's going to be a bit more annoying. Okay, let's talk about Loki. So, Loki gets nerfed. They're nerfing his ultimate ability and they're nerfing his clones or his illusions. So, basically, they just do less damage and they do less healing. So, the figures are the damage and healing ratio, it used to be 100%. It's now 80%. They're also, and this is was a little bit difficult for me to understand because I'm stupid, but the ultimate ability, I'm going to read this off and then I'm going to show you what this means. So, the ultimate ability, the shapeshift period is now... well, it used to be 15 seconds. It's now 12, so that's the duration of the ultimate. However, if using an active duration ability, so Lunar Snow's ultimate ability, reduce shapeshift residual period after the ability ends from 5 seconds to 3 seconds. So I'm going to pop this. Got 12 seconds there. I've used this ability. See, it went up to 13 seconds, which was like a little bit weird. But the ultimate's going. You can see the ultimate's about to end. And I'll have 3 seconds left when this ends. This used to be 5 seconds. So you've got less of your ultimate and your clones are not strong. I think that's the takeaway from Loki here. So Rivals is never ever going to beat the allegations and the accusations of just healing circles in the game. Because look, this is Jeff's new ultimate. You see what it leaves behind when you go into the ground? It leaves a big healing circle. And it's another healing circle in Marvel Rivals. And yeah... So this, as you can see, does quite a bit of healing. It leaves an 8-meter radius circle, but you guys could see that. And it heals allies within by 100 health per second. So again, just to show you this. Oh no, these guys are dying. I mean, I guess it gives you another element to your ultimate where you're going to pop it in your team, maybe a little bit more than you would, but you can still move quite far and you can still grab a load of allies out, spit the enemies out. So yeah, it's a buff. It's an extra effect to Jeff's ultimate, but yeah. Okay, so finally, Lunar Snow's ultimate duration is getting nerfed, and I don't think it's enough. And Lunar Snow's my most played support, so I take that with whatever that means. I don't know. It's not like I've got thousands of hours on it. But, like, yeah, this is 8 seconds would have been good, I think. So, basically, it used to be 12 seconds. It's now 10 seconds. It's still a long time. It should just be 8 seconds. Like, you should be able to use this to keep your team alive in a pinch. But the enemy should be able to react, not just completely nullify all their ultimates, and it just goes on forever and ever and ever. So, I think we want to see probably a bit more of a nerf there. But at least she's getting nerfed. At least the devs are listening. And they also do say in the patch notes, see, we do nerf her. All right, then. So Mantis gets like a survivability movement buff, if you can call it that. So when she gets hit now, so obviously I've got my passive active, right? So I'm moving around. I've got my movement speed. It used to be the case that when you took damage, you instantly lost this. But now you don't. You've got 2 seconds where you can take a hit. If I can take a hit here. See, I still had 2 seconds of movement before it cancelled. Now it's come back again. So this is... See, it's hit me. Cancelled. And now it's back again. So it's a nice little survivability change, I think, for Mantis. It's probably going to feel a bit better as well. Like when you're getting hit, you're not instantly just going to drop down your movement speed, which kind of doesn't feel great. But of course, I remember this when back on the launch version of the game where she was like super fast and they nerfed the speed of this and everything. So yeah, but it's a nice little buff for Mantis. So Ultron gets an ultimate buff. Now, I can't really show you this because these guys don't have bonus health. But if a target has got bonus health, what this does now is more damage. So it will deal 125% damage to bonus health. So anyone who's got bonus health on, you can strip it off much quicker with this. You're going to be doing a lot of damage, actually. Of course, these bots don't have bonus health. They've just got health. But that is going to be quite strong. I don't think there's anything here with bonus health, is there? Do the larger bots have bonus health? No, I don't think they do. I could probably spawn a hero, couldn't I, with bonus health if I was clever enough to work out who it was. But whatever. Just take it from me. You're going to do more damage to bonus health now with his ultimate, which is kind of nice. So let's talk about the team-ups. Now, the first one is Dimensional Shortcuts. This is Magik and Psylocke. It's been removed from the game, so it no longer exists. Black Panther loses the Wakandan Master ability previously attained from his team up with Magik as well. There are some changes. So adjusted Arcane Order, if I show you this. So let's just grab this bad boy. So Arcane Order, which is Magik and... where is she? Hello. Where are you? Here, this Arcane Order. So this one, Magik joins this and unlocks the new magical chain of Psylocke ability through a team up with Doctor Strange. So I guess we'll give this a go. I want to play as her. Try it out. So, that's just the... But I will gladly show it to you. Yeah, it's that, isn't it? So she had that before, right? Scarlet Witch's Sthonian Burst is replaced with Mystic Burst upon activation. Magik can... Oh, it's Magik. What am I talking about? It's not her. We need Magik. No. We need Magik. Magik. Okay, so try this one out. So Magik gets it now. The dark child tends to come out. Nice. How do we use that? Hang on, what even is that ability? What's it doing? Magik can unleash a chain of Cyttorak that links two enemies and slows them. The farther away they are apart, the greater the slow effect inflicted during the link. Okay. What Magik? So Magik's actually better than I thought. Like I didn't even think about a team up ability. What? This is. That's really good. That's actually really good. They've also adjusted Gamma Charge, right? So let's take a look at this one. It's Hulk and Namor. Well, Hulk, Namor, and Black Panther. So Black Panther joins the Gamma Fun. and gains gamma vibranium armor. Okay, so Black Panther has got a reactive armor ability, which when we think about the nerfs actually to Black Panther, where is Hulk? Here he is. So let's try Black Panther. So Black Panther now gets a team up. Is this... Oh, so this isn't reactive. This is just augmenting his other abilities, isn't it? So, Namor, the longer rays hit, the higher the damage. Black Panther's vibranium armor is enhanced. When his health is low, he receives gamma shield, blocking incoming attacks and becoming unstoppable. Well, that's actually quite good. So this is going to actually... Yeah, this is... Okay, so what's interesting with this, you can see I've got like the gamma effect on me, the little green sort of effect. That's actually quite an increase to his survivability. So maybe it isn't actually too bad for Black Panther that he's been nerfed because he's got this team up. Of course, it depends on having Hulk on your team and having the team up available. But that's kind of nice, that is actually, for Black Panther. Okay, so there's a new team up. This is the Angela team up. But it's Thor that gets the ability. So we're going to try this. And it says, as the team up anchor, Angela gains 100 health. Angela looks so good as well. Like, she's massive as well. What the hell? Thor gains the new Thunderstrike Pike ability from his team up with Angela. So that's this bad boy. You can throw like an electric... Oh, you can also jump to it as well. You can throw like an electric spear with divine energy in it, and you can jump towards it. Again, that's pretty nice. Pretty nice indeed. Let's just reset this and give it another go. So we're going to... Oh, I've still got the cooldown. Can I just change hit? Let's just change it. Oh, I'm not actually changing my hero, am I? I don't even know what happened there. Whatever. It's 6 seconds. We'll just wait 6 seconds. So I'm gonna oh dear. I'm gonna yeet it at that guy, and then I'm gonna absolutely dive towards him. So throw it at him, and then I'm gonna jump at him. Yeah. So that's kind of nice, right? It's not massive amounts of damage, but obviously Thor's a tank. But that's gonna be nice. It's extra mobility for Thor because he can go in. I mean, again, you don't have to hit enemies with that because I just threw it over there before. So you can always use it as a point to jump to. Pretty nice, actually. There's also a balance change to Arcane Order. Now, that's the... so it looks like the Arcane Magic is getting a bit weaker for Scarlet Witch. Oh, okay. So there is actually a nerf to this one. So for this one, Arcane Order, reduce sorcery surge explosion damage upon hit from 12 to 8. So that is her crazy ability, isn't it? Sorcery surge.
Unless you give me one.
In fact, what even is that? Hang on, Doctor Strange shares his arcane mastery with Scarlet Witch and Magic. Scarlet Witch's Chthonian Burst is replaced with Mystic Burst. Reduce sorcery surge explosion damage upon hit from 12 to 8. That's just the attack, isn't it? I think it's just the damage on this attack, right? I may be getting really confused here, but that's the team up. So I think this is now only doing 6 instead of 12 damage upon hit. I think. But don't quote me on that. The patch notes are on the screen anyway. You guys can read it. If I'm being completely stupid, then just let me know. All right, I think that does it, right? Those are all the changes that are coming to the game. And it looks pretty good. They always make crazy changes in Rivals. Like, they completely just... They don't care for the meta, really. They don't care for balance. They just, like, give heroes, like, stupid power and buff certain heroes. And, well, I guess it kind of leans into the whole thing. It is the more sort of casual hero shooter, I guess, if you compare it to something like Overwatch. Doesn't mean it's worse. Doesn't mean it's better. It just means it's... everyone gets their moment in the sun, I guess. Everyone gets to be giga strong at some point instead of just never, ever being played ever because you're so bad. Could probably list about 10 Overwatch heroes that fit into that role, but whatever. All right, guys, thanks for watching the video. If you enjoyed that, then do let me know what you think about this in the comments below. And, well, yeah, I'll catch you, lovely lot, on the next one. See you soon.